So imagine dropping your smartphone, getting just a tiny crack in the screen, and then being told you have to buy a completely brand new phone.
Right, which would be incredibly frustrating.
Exactly. But for years, that's basically exactly how the auto industry has treated electric vehicle batteries. So today, we're doing a deep dive into a stack of tech fact sheets and auto industry reports to see how the EV's biggest liability is finally being transformed into a cheaply repairable asset for you.
Yeah, and this shift really addresses what industry analysts are calling the post-sales
The
paradox,
post-sales paradox.
right? Because EV sales are, booming globally, but buyers are just paralyzed by this maintenance anxiety. There's this looming fear of massive long-term costs the literal second the warranty expires.
Oh, for sure.
And mostly because historically just a minor structural dent meant falling right into the replacement-only trap.
Which is wild. Like a minor scrape on the undercarriage could lead to a catastrophic, $14,800 replacement bill?
Yeah, easily.
Which naturally just sends your insurance premiums through the roof. But now, battery giant CATL is launching their Ning service network to slash that bill down to about $1,480 through targeted precision repairs.
It's a massive shift.
It is, but wait, I'm struggling with that 90% price drop, though. A modern EV battery pack is basically a giant, highly pressurized chemical box.
Yeah, it's not exactly a toy.
Right. So popping that open to fix a single cell sounds less like a cheap Tuesday repair and more like a massive fire hazard. How is that physically possible?
Well, that's where the shift to cell-to-pack, or CTP architecture, completely changes the physics of the repair. Because older designs bundled groups of cells into these really bulky, sealed protective modules.
Okay.
So to fix one faulty cell, you had to replace the whole module, or honestly, even the entire pack. But CTP removed those intermediate casings.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so instead of this monolithic sealed black box, the battery is structured as a really dense but accessible grid. Technicians can actually navigate that grid to extract and replace one individual failing cell without compromising the whole system.
Okay, but doing that level of targeted extraction manually across millions of cars would take forever. Hitting a $1,400 price point globally means you have to pull human labor out of the equation entirely, right?
Yeah, exactly. Automation is literally the only way to scale it safely.
Yeah.
So CATL is aiming for 100 global cities by late 2026.
Wow, that's fast.
Very fast. They're building these directly run centers in places like Norway and Istanbul.
Hmm.
And these aren't your traditional, mechanic garages. They are high-tech labs run by robots.
It's completely automated.
Completely. The machines precision cut the battery housing, they apply the anti-corrosion paint, and they reseal everything with thermal adhesive. No human hands involved at all.
That is insane, and that guarantees a turnaround time of under 72 hours while actually maintaining factory safety standards.
Right, which is huge for the consumer.
And if you aren't near a direct run hub, our sources say they've introduced these pure EV mobile repair trucks with an 800-kilometer range. It's like having the IT guy come to your desk to fix your laptop, except they're rolling a mobile clean room right into your driveway to perform high-voltage hardware surgery.
Yeah, it completely neutralizes downtime, which is kind of the ultimate metric for customer service.
Yeah.
Those mobile units handle 90% of minor issues like connector faults or installation repairs in under 48 hours.
But looking at all this massive infrastructure, CATL is making a really unexpected move here. Ning Service is opening its doors to all new energy vehicles, not just those running on CATL batteries.
Yep, they're taking in everyone.
Which is crazy. If they haven't even disclosed standard pricing yet, isn't taking in every competitor's proprietary battery just a massive operational headache?
Well, the technical protocols for repairing non-CATL cells are undoubtedly complex, yeah. But the underlying strategy here is just a brilliant data acquisition play.
Oh, because of the data they get from the repairs.
Exactly. By servicing competitors' batteries, CATL is gathering real-world degradation and failure data across the entire industry.
Wow. So they're essentially getting paid to look at their rivals' homework.
Basically, yeah. It creates an insurmountable R&D advantage. They're using a consumer repair network as this massive subsidized intelligence gathering operation to inform all their future cell development.
That is such a smart business strategy. And for you listening right now, this changes the entire math of owning an EV.
It really does.
Because stabilized insurance rates and practically eliminated downtime mean that buying a used EV is no longer a massive financial gamble. The battery goes from being this, disposable liability to a cheaply maintainable asset.
It fundamentally alters the entire life cycle of the vehicle.
It totally does. Well, we really appreciate you spending your time with us today and sharing these key insights. But before you go, consider this. If robotic precision can extend a battery's life indefinitely by simply swapping out individual cells, what happens when that battery eventually outlives the car itself?
Good question.
Will we eventually stop buying entirely new vehicles and instead just buy a fresh chassis to wrap around our eternal, perfectly maintained batteries? Something to think about. See you next time.